Hi y'all. Today we're going to look at problem solving with angles. Now, we've discussed in class complementary angles, supplementary angles, and vertical angles, and we know that special relationship exists between those angles. Well, now what we're going to do is look at a way that we can find missing angle measures knowing that relationship. So, if we know the relationship between two angles, we can set up an equation to solve for the unknown values. So what we're going to do, instead of using a protractor, we're actually going to use an equation to solve for these missing values and to solve to find what each of my angles measure. So let's take a look at number 1. All right, number 1, let me adjust this thing. If I look, I see right away that symbol in the angle which tells us that this is a right angle. So I know that because that's a right angle, that equals 90 degrees. These are complementary angles. It's a pair of angles that make a right angle. So my equation will be 3x, which is my first angle, plus 45 equals 90 degrees. Now, I have an equation set up, and now to find that missing angle side, I'm going to solve the equation. I'm going to subtract 45 from both sides. It's going to leave me with 3x on the left side, 45 on the right side. Now, I have left 3 times x is 45. Divide both sides by 3. X equals 15. Now, 15 is not the measure of the angle. 15 is x. To find the measure of the angle, I'm going to replace x with 15 and multiply. 3 times 15 is 45. I know this is the correct answer because 45 plus 45 equals 90. Identify the angle relationship, set up the equation. All right, let's take a look at number 2. Now, here again on number 2, I have that right angle, so that tells me that this is a 90-degree angle. Only this time, notice that my one angle is x, and my second angle is x minus 20. I'm still going to set up an equation because I know that this angle plus this angle equals 90 degrees. They're complementary angles. X plus x minus 20 equals 90. Now, notice that I left out the parenthesis, and that's okay because I don't really need the parenthesis in this problem. I'm not multiplying anything. There's no distributive property. I'm just going to add it. So there's no need to put that parenthesis in your equation. But I do need to combine my like terms. So I have a 1x and a 1x. 1x plus 1x is 2x minus 20 equals 90. And now I'm back to a two-step equation. Add 20 to both sides. That's going to leave you with 2x equals 110. And then my last step is going to be to divide by 2. When I divide 110 by 2, I get 55. So x is equal to 55. That means that this angle is 55 degrees, and this angle is 55 minus 20, which is 35 degrees. And again, I know that my answer is correct because 35 plus 55 equals 90. Okay, problem number 3. Now, notice, problem number 3, that is not a right angle. I don't see my little right angle identifier there. But what I do have right here is a straight line. And I know that the measure of a straight line is 180 degrees. So these two angles are supplementary, which means when I add them together, I have to get 180 degrees. So same as what we did with the previous two. 2x plus 3x plus 25 equals 180. And again, I don't really need the parentheses when I set up the equation. There isn't anything that I'm going to multiply, so I'm okay. 2x plus 3x is 5x plus 25 equals 180. And again, two-step equation. Subtract 25 from both sides. That leaves me with 5x equals 155. Divide both sides by 5, x is equal to 31. Once you figure out what the relationship is between the angles, the rest is just setting up an equation and solving. So now, again, neither one of my angles equals x, or equals 31. This first angle equals 2 times 31, which is 62. And on my second one, I'm going to do 3 times 31 plus 25. 93 plus 25 is going to give me 118. 118 plus 62 equals 180 degrees, using algebra to solve geometry. Okay, number 4. Okay, here again, this is a straight line. So that tells me that these two angles are supplementary. They equal 180 degrees. 4x, which is the measure of that angle, plus 5, plus 41 equals 180. In this case, I don't have any x's to combine, but I do have numbers. So 4x plus 46 equals 180. Solve it just like I solve any two-step. Subtract 46 from both sides. That leaves me with 4x equals 134. Divide both sides by 4. Now in this case, x is going to equal 33.5. It's fine to have a decimal. It's okay. You can have decimals in angles. So again, to solve and find my missing angle, I'm going to do 4 times 33.5 plus 5. 4 times 33.5 is going to give me 134 plus 5. This angle measure is 139 degrees. So again, 33.5 is not my angle measure, it's x. And then I'm going to replace x. I can always double check. 139 degrees plus 41 equals 180. Now, there are probably some of you that could tell me at this point, well, if I know that this is 41, could I subtract it from 180 and then set that up equal to solve for x? And the answer to that is yes, you could do that as well. But we're going to kind of stay with the same process. So let's go ahead and look at number 5. Now, when you look at number 5, you're going to notice something a little bit different about number 5, because what I have here are vertical angles. Okay, I have two lines intersecting. Now, what do we know about vertical angles? Well, we know that vertical angles are equal. So that means that this angle has to be 75, because that one is 75. Again, set it up as an equation. 4x minus 25 equals 75. Use your inverse operations. Add 25 to both sides. It's going to give me 4x equals 100. Divide both sides by 4. And x equals 25. Now again, 25 is not the angle measure. That's the value of x. To find the angle measure, I do 4 times 25, which is 100, minus 25, and I've just proved that this is also going to be 75. So we're solving for x to find the missing angle measure. All right, number 6. Number 6, again, see your little right angle, so that tells you that that's 90 degrees. 4x plus 2x equals 90. I don't have any constants here, so 4x plus 2x is 6x equals 90. Divide both sides by 6. X equals 15. Now, to find the angle measures, I'm going to replace x with 15. So 4 times 15 is 60. 2 times 15 is 30. And again, I can always double check to make sure by adding my angle measures. 60 plus 30 is 90. All right, 2 more. Number 7. Now, I want you to be careful when you look at number 7 because, yes, these are intersecting lines, but that relationship is not vertical. That relationship, those are supplementary. That's a straight line. So I know that supplementary angles equal 180 degrees, so I'm going to set up my equation. 7x plus x plus 20 equals 180. Combine your like terms. 8x plus 20 equals 180. And now solve a two-step equation. Subtract 20 from both sides. 8x equals 160. Divide both sides by 8. X equals 20. Again, to figure out your angle measures, 7 times 20 equals 140. 20 plus 20 equals 40. And 140 plus 40 is 180. All right, last one. Now, on this one, again, I see my right angle symbol, so I know that these are complementary angles. Now, on this one, you have 2 constants, or 2 numbers, so set up your equation. 2x minus 1 plus 69 equals 90. Now, be careful here because you do want to combine your numbers. -1, positive 69 is going to give me 68. So now there's my two-step equation. And now go through and solve. Subtract 68 from both sides. It's going to leave me with 2x equals 22. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 11. And again, to find this missing angle, which you could subtract 90 and 69 and you'll still get that angle measure, but you can then solve for x by setting that up equal to that. But 2 times 11, 2 times 11 is 22. 22 minus 1 is going to give me 21, and that angle measures 21 degrees. Okay, that's how we find missing angle measures with these angle relationships.